Hey, what's up, cats and kittens? And shout out to all my cerebralites. And this is me, the Cerebral Diva. And you guys have probably heard by now about what's happening in Virginia with the shooting there. And I don't know. I mean, what do we do? How do we fix it? Can it be fixed? You know, when I see stuff like this happening, I remember when Obama was president. Not that it was that long ago. And every time something like this happened, people on the right would say, well, it's Obama's fault. Obama's not doing enough. He's not making us safe. And now when it's happening, people mitigate Trump's involvement. And I wholeheartedly believe, and I know a lot of people will disagree with me, that a lot of this violence that we're seeing stems from the hate speech, the hate rhetoric, that was propagated by Trump and continues to be propagated by Trump. I don't know what can stop it, but I know one of the things that I believe can make it better is if we had a president who was not so antagonistic, a president who was not so egomaniacal, and a president who was not a megalomaniac. And I believe if Trump came out, right, and began to say, look, I'm a president for everyone. But what he's done essentially is decided to be a president for maybe 30% of the people in this country. Maybe slightly above 30, but let's say 40%. So he's decided that he wants to be a president for the minority. Now, could you imagine if Barack Obama had come in and decided that he wanted to be a president for the black people and only the black people? What sort of uproar that would have caused in this country? Obama was very often criticized for not being black enough, for not legislating enough for the black community. But Trump is unapologetic in his bias. He's like, look, these are the people, these are my constituents, this is who got me in, and these are the people who I'm rolling with. And I make no apologies for it. If you didn't vote for me, your life sucks, so deal with it. And I think and while I'm sort of dumbing down exactly what the message, well, I'm probably elevating it based on the way he speaks. This is essentially the message that a lot of people are hearing, versus Trump coming out and saying, look, I know you didn't vote for me. I know that, our ideologies may be split in some way, but I'm going to do my best to make sure that everyone is considered, that everyone is thought of. But he doesn't. He's so childish. He's so sophomoric in his behavior that all he does is basically nana boo boo the people who are sort of against what he's trying to propagate, versus trying to get a more comprehensive understanding of why people feel the way that they feel. And until Trump steps up and quote unquote begins to act, in quotation marks, act more presidential, I think we're going to see more of these crimes happening, more of these occurrences. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. And at one point, I used to think that if we got Trump out of the office, maybe that would make the world better. And to a large degree, I still believe that. But I also believe by getting Trump out of the office, it's going to galvanize people on the right. It's going to galvanize the extremists on the right who are going to want to do something to retaliate against the fact that Trump is no longer in a leadership role. And so the only thing to me, just shy of getting Trump out of office, is for Trump to step up and really be a president. To really be a president. There's no possible way for me personally that I could ever see him as a president, but I do believe that if he begins to speak out, if he begins to unify, if he begins to try to heal people in a real way, if he begins to legislate in a way that's not so biased and not so slanted, that it will soften sort of this divide that's been created. And that's the only way possible, because killing, us killing each other, shooting each other in mass is not going to make, it's just like this whole thing of one-upmanship. Well, if you kill two of mine, I mean, this is like gang mentality, and that's essentially what the country has turned into. The The GOP are the Bloods, and the Democrats are the Crips. And we're essentially at in a political gang war, is what it feels like to me, because every single day we're trying to retaliate against one side. And that's really the ideology, when you think about it, of how gangs operate. But we're so quick to look at a gang and say, oh my God, look at, they're savages. But the savagery is not exclusive to gangs. It's really innate to human beings. So I hope that, things like this, there's no possible way, in my opinion, I guess, that this could be a good thing. But I guess if there is a silver lining in things like this happening, is that my hope is always that healing versus hurt will come from it. I'm not sure if that will happen. I have very little faith in the human race at this point, just because it feels like people don't want things to get better. I feel like people want things to be the way that they want them. And people don't realize, in order for us to be happy, no one gets 100% of what they want. We all have to learn to compromise. We all have to learn to coexist. And until that happens, unfortunately, we're all going to be susceptible to hurt and harm. With that being said, you guys, I'm going to get out of here, but please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I definitely want to hear your feelings on this. And if you're a person who just has something hateful or bitter to say, feel free to say it, but just know that I won't approve it. It'll be blocked. And not only will it be blocked, I'll also block your account. And I have no qualms whatsoever reporting hate speech. So if you feel inclined to do that, then go right ahead. But just know that I will take the necessary steps to keep you out of my life and keep you out of my ether. All right, you guys. So remember to live better, love harder, think smarter. It's me, the Cerebral Diva. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Have a great day.